How's it going, guys? Welcome to our Lives Across the Border. And on today's video, man, we're gonna answer two questions from one of our viewers. It's two good questions that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video about this. But before we continue with this video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, share the channel. Let's push this channel out there, man. We'll highly appreciate the support, man. So the first question is basically this: can you drive in Mexico even though you're not a resident or a citizen of Mexico? And the answer is yes. Especially right here at the border where we're at. That's the only thing I can speak on, is that you can't drive on the streets right here. Because there's a lot of people who are American citizens and they don't have their proper documentation when it comes down to that stuff, especially with the driver license. And I believe the cops, accept that. Now, if you committed some kind of infraction, traffic infraction, I don't know how that will work when it comes down to making a payment. I'm pretty sure once let's say you didn't stop, I'm pretty sure from right there, if you get stopped, you go straight to the comandancia, to the police department, and right there and there you have to pay the ticket. I think that's how it works. But if you're over here at the border, yes, you can't drive with your American license. You don't have to have Mexican papers or nothing like that. Now, another question that it was very interesting is, if you are not a resident or a citizen of Mexico, can you start a business in Mexico? Well, it's a yes and no, right? Supposedly, if you want to follow the law, no. You have to be a resident. You have to have your proper documentation, especially your ID, which is going to be your INE, and you have to have your RFC, which is basically like your social security number. Now, the difference between the RFC and the social security number is that you get this in the US, you get it once you're born, right? Right here in Mexico, it's different. You get it once you turn 18, and you have to apply for it. And there's a line. There's a waiting line to get this paper, and that's why I think there's a lot of people who do not get a lot of benefits because they're too lazy to go and get their RFC. See, for me, when we started this business, it was 6 months after I got deported. So I got my INE, I got my ID, but my RFC, it took longer to get, right. At first, I didn't think I needed it, but I guess if you want to pay taxes, and you need it 100%. So when they told me about the business, because I was asking, right, I was like, okay, I want to do this. Can you give me some advice? They told me, you know what, just open your business without basically doing nothing. Just open it. Don't file no paperwork. Just do it and see what it does in 6 months. If it works after 6 months, well, you can register your business. If it doesn't work, well, no more business, and you're good. So I actually run the business for 1 year until I registered the business. And the reason why it took so long, it was because there was a line. Once I was like 6 to 8 months, I was like, man, I need my thing, right? And it was a line. So I actually had to pay somebody to put me in front of the line, right? So I had to pay, it came out of my pocket to pay somebody to put me in front of the line in order to get the RFC, and then eventually did the paperwork to register the business and put it on my name, and basically start paying taxes on this. Because one thing you have to understand is that you can put money in your bank account, right? But once you pass a certain amount of money right here in Mexico, the bank has the right, they have to report that to the IRS. Let's put it that way, to Uncle Sam of Mexico, Uncle Samuel. And once they do that, they're gonna say, okay, where that money came from, right? So after a year, I was like, I need this, and I did it. Now we've been open for just over 3 years, right? And so far, nobody has gone to the shop asking for our proper documentation, which is, I guess, where we are located. It is a city, but it's not that big city. And the big city, trust me, man, people are gonna go over there and make sure that you have everything in order. Now, right here where we at, it's not a town, but it's like a small city, and they still don't do that. They don't follow through the right procedures when it comes to businesses, and they do half-ass a lot of stuff. Now, this doesn't mean that just because of that you're gonna open a business without actually registering and put it on your name. That's a big no-no. Now, another thing is that if you're gonna start basically a business, and if you don't have no papers in Mexico, you possibly can do it if you live in a little town. There's a lot of individuals, a lot of people, a lot of families who run their business from their house, and trust me, those business are not registered. You know, they're not paying taxes on them. You know, and a lot of people do that. So if you have your business in a small town, I don't think they're gonna be asking you for the paperwork and stuff like that. I think in that scenario, if you don't have papers, you can do it, right? But I'm not saying to do it because it's not the right thing to do. But in reality, you do need your papers. You need your ID and the RFSA, which is the most important thing right there, so you can pay the taxes and claim your earnings, right? So you can get tax, which the tax right here is crazy. It's 8%, 8%, and it's 16%. Right now we're paying 16%. I don't know how. I'm waiting on the list to my thing to drop to 8%, but I don't know, man, how long it takes. The thing about taxes right here is way different. It's not like in the U.S. that goes by how much you make, but I think it's just a flat rate for everybody. I think it's like 8% or 16%, something like that. But with this being said, thank you very much. Hopefully, this video can help you understand how you can start your business over here and what you need to do. The only advice I'll tell you is that you better register that business, because if not, especially if you're in the city, man, you will get in trouble, man, and you don't want to pay a hefty fine for that. So with this being said, we are out till next video.